organizational technical activities. So on this topic or this agenda, we will discuss how can we define what is an organization, what are the structural elements in an organization, what are the principles of good organizations, and so on. Okay, so we will achieve in these discussions, aside from the mentioned pointers, kung ano ba yung typical or na mas kailangan makikita natin sa isang organization. Okay? Not just in the entire civil engineer's perspective, pati na rin as a employee or employer in the future. Okay? Kung paano tayo magbe-blend in sa isang kumpanya or sa isang organization na pagtatrabahuhan natin. Okay? So bago yan, i-define muna natin kung ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng organization. Okay? Yung organization ay isang broad term, kumbaga, no? So, yung organization is marami siyang definition na pwede nating ma-search online or on a different resources. Okay? Pero generally, what is an organization? Okay? Organization is the group of individuals who are cooperating willingly and effectively to achieve a common goal. Okay? Sa isang company or isang organization, ito yung pagbubuo or pagkabuo ng iba't ibang mga tao, mapa-executive or common na trabahante para ma-achieve nila ang isang common goal. Okay? Sa engineering perspective, ano ba yung goal natin? Pwede tayo makapagpatayuan ng isang company na more on sa structural design, more on sa construction naman, meron sa teaching, di ba? Katulad ng mga mentioned fields that an engineer can encompass, di ba? So, meron tayong specific goal. So, meron tayong specific agenda. Okay? Merong organization na maganda yung approach. Meron naman organization na harsh yung kanyang approach sa pagpapa-implement or pagpapatakbo ng kanyang organization. Okay? A good organization, sabi nga, may be able to secure good results from a poor organization. Pwede tayo makapag-achieve ng specific goal in a harsh and inhumane manner. On the other hand, a good organization may produce good results kahit pangit yung paglilid sa atin. Okay? Pero the best ideal setup is the combination of good organization and a good executive. Kailangan pares na good yung pag-implement sa atin or pag-lead sa atin as well as yung pag-blend in natin sa isang organization. Kailangan mutual and proportional in a good way yung ating ginagawa to achieve a specific goal. Okay? So kailangan para maging good and harmonious ang ating relationship sa ating organization, we must blend in always in a good way. Okay? Give our best always. Tama. Give the best that we can do to the unit. Diba? Sabi nga nila, diba? Don't ask what the organization can do to you. Okay? Ask yourself what you can do to the organization. Tama. So kailangan hindi tayo magre-rely sa isa. Kailangan sama-sama na i-organize na maayos ang isang company as well as sa pag-implement or pag-blend in sa isang organization. Diba? Sabi nga natin, to be effectively, efficiently, and cooperating willingly and effectively to a common goal. Kasi meron tayong specific goal, tama? Common goal. Okay. So when structuring an organization, Ano ba yung structural organization? Ito na yung pag-formal or formally organization ng mga kinakailangan na individuals or personnel for a specific task. Okay? Pero sa isang organization, meron yung mga elemento or elements na kailangan efficiently and effectively na magamit. Okay? So hindi naman gagana yung isang company kung kulang or yung wala itong mga babanggitin natin ng mga elements when structuring an organization. Okay? So structural elements of an organization, ito yung 5 M's na tinatawag natin. Okay? Unahin natin si men. Yung men is yung manpower natin to ito tayo. Ito yung role natin. Tayo yung manpower sa isang organization. Okay? In the case of the construction, ito yung ating mga engineers na kasama, architects na kasama, draftsman, surveyors, construction workers, laborer. Kumbaga ito yung magpapagana majorly sa ating organization. Okay, tayo ito, tayo yung mga men. Okay, tayo yung mga manpower. Okay. Next one, we have the materials. See? So, materials, ito naman yung mga gamit na gagamitin natin. It represents the necessary in distribution of functions. So, sa construction, ito yung mga gamit natin, semento, hollow blocks, bubong, etc. Sa office naman, ito yung ating mga desktops, printer, computer, etc. Okay? And that is for the materials. Next one will be the machine. Machine, the tools necessary in producing the desired output. Okay? So, halimbawa sa construction, ito, makikita natin ay isang backhoe. Okay? So, ano yung mga kinakailangan natin na equipment or machinery to achieve that specific goal natin nga? After all, organization is effectively and efficiently achieving a common goal, di ba? At isa na yan, yung machinery, kung ano yung mas mapapadali yung ating agenda or focus or specific goal natin. Okay? Next one, we have the methodology. Kung ano yung methods na gagawin natin, kung paano natin mapapaayos o mapapabilis na maayos yung specific goal na gusto natin. Okay? Let's say for example, meron kang task na maghukay ng 100 hectares or 100 square meter na lupa. Ano yung mga methodology na gagawin mo para mapabilis in efficiently and effectively manner? Okay, hindi as a engineer, yung methodology mo ba is maghukay ka by manual or magpapala ka isa-isa or magagamit ka ng methodology na umpisa is manpower muna and then susunod na si machinery. Okay? Nasa methodology yan kung paano mo mapapabilis yung trabaho ng maayos. Okay? Kung ano yung mga methods sa constructions mo or methods mo sa pag-lead ng mga tao mo. Okay? Last one, we have money. Siyempre, kung walang pera or walang financial capability ang isang organization, nonsense yung ating gagawing company or organization. Okay? So, these 5 M's are interdependent sa kanila. Okay? So, as much as possible, yung 5 M's na yan is always present and will be used effectively and efficiently para maging maayos yung takbo at mas lumago pa ang isang organization na itatayo natin. Okay, ulitin ko, organizational elements or 5 M's na sinatawag natin is men or yung manpower, materials, yung mga gamit na gagamitin natin, machine, mga makina or equipment na gagamitin natin para mas mapibilis or mas efficient yung ating gagawing trabaho. Methodology, kung ano yung paraan na gagawin natin nga para ma-achieve natin yung specific goal natin. And lastly, money or financial capabilities. Okay? Kumbaga ito yung fuel ng isang organization, money. Okay, mamumuhunan ka muna syempre para lumago ang iyong company. Okay? So next pointer or next point is major elements of our organization. So ano ba yung mga, kung maaalala ninyo or mamaya papakita natin na meron tayong i-attach dyan na organizational chart. Okay? Makikita ninyo or mapapansin ninyo yung organizational chart is meron silang kung mapapansin ninyo, ang isang organizational chart composed of a specific position, specific scope of work, na meron silang line and represented by an arrow. Okay, kumbaga meron silang arrow and line segment siya. Okay, ano ba yung mga elemento ng ating or elements sa organizational chart? Okay, so una is distribution of function. Sa pag-distribute ng isang functions or kung ano yung specific trabaho na papagawa natin sa kanya is kailangan well-defined and well-distributed yung sa ating mga workers. Kung i-group natin kung ano ba yung gagawin niya. Let's say for example, isa kang draftsman, okay? Or isa kang, draftsman. Ano yung gagawin mo sa company na yon? Siyempre, definitely, kapag isa kang draftsman, sa iyo manggagaling yung mga plans, perspective, vicinity maps, etc. Okay? Kung ikaw naman ay isang project engineer or office engineer, definitely sa iyo manggagaling yung costing, estimates, supervision of the projects. Okay? Kumbaga well-defined or well-distributed yung inyong trabaho or yung function mo. Hindi ka naman pwedeng as a civil engineer, gagawin mo yung hindi naman align sa iyong capability. Okay? So, syempre, hindi magfa-function or magiging hindi magiging efficiently at hindi magfa-function na maayos ang organization if the specific objective or specific scope of work is not well distributed. Okay? Next, vertical and horizontal authority relationship. Okay, kung maalala nyo kanina sa pinakita kong sample ng organizational chart, it composed of lines. And lines sa dulo niyan is meron siyang arrow. Okay, ano bang ibig sabihin ng arrow? Arrow. Ito yung kanyang, nire-represent niya yung kanilang authority or relationship ng bawat isa. Okay, babalikan natin. Si Presidente, sakop niya or nasa kanyang supervision sina owner or project manager, vice president hanggang sa pinakailalim. Okay, kumbaga yung relationship niya is interconnected. Okay? That is for vertical relationship. So dito naman, halimbawa horizontal naman si project manager tsaka si project estimators not merely subordinate to each other. Kumbaga magkapantay sila. Tama? Magkapantay sila ng level. Okay? So, hindi naman pwedeng utusan ni estimator si project engineer or si project manager. Okay? Magiging vague or magiging pangit yung takbo ng isang company if lahat is nag-instruct, lahat nag-uutos, di ba? Kumbaga walang good relationship yung authority, yung boss or yung upper position or yung immediate supervisor mo if hindi well-defined or hindi well-organized ang vertical and horizontal relationship. Okay? Isipin mo, si safety manager, uutusan niya ba si president? Di ba? Definitely hindi. Okay? And sa construction perspective, di ba, umpisahan natin or yung common hierarchy of positions sa atin is project engineer or project in charge, construction foreman, skilled laborer, and so on. Okay? So, if merong instruction si engineer, definitely i-rely niya yan sa construction foreman. Okay? So, si construction foreman, siya yung magde-disseminate ng information galing sa project in charge, kung ano yung gagawin next, kung ano yung procedure, kung ano yung instruction. Okay? Sa office-related naman, siyempre, manggagaling ang instruction sa inyong immediate supervisor. Okay? Kung ano yung papagawa sa iyo in relation sa trabaho. Okay? So, kailangan well-established yung vertical and horizontal relationship of authority. Okay? Kasi idudugtong natin sa authority is kaakibat din yung command responsibility. Okay? Siyempre, as a immediate supervisor, responsibility mo yung nasa ibaba mo mga personnel. Okay? That is the role or that is the purpose of command responsibility. Kailangan alam mo yung nangyayari sa ibaba. Okay? Ngayon, if hindi mo alam, dapat find ways to know what's happening on the ground. Okay? So, kailangan, kasi if magkaroon naman ng problema or problem, definitely, yung unang tatanungin dyan is yung immediate supervisor. Hindi naman yung mga personnel right away. Tama? So, kailangan maganda yung construction or pag-construct ng relationship of authority. Kasi nga, point natin dyan is the command responsibility. Iniwasan natin yung iba-iba yung nag-instruct, iba-iba yung nag-implement. Okay? Hindi mo alam kung sino yung boss. Tama? So, kailangan maayos yung relationship ng vertical and horizontal authority. Okay? Next, communication and decision process. So, this is also in relation sa ating vertical and horizontal authority relationship. Okay? Kung paano yung flow ng araw natin sa organizational chart. Okay? Ganun din yung flow at pag-decide sa mga decision na natin or gagawin natin. Okay? Para maiwasan natin yung, yun nga, hindi mo alam kung sino yung susundan mo, hindi mo alam kung sino yung nag-head sa iyo. Diba? Kailangan yung communication and decision process is also in relation sa vertical and horizontal authority relationship. Kasi nga, di ba, sabi ko nga kanina, command responsibility yung always point of order natin. Okay? Kailangan, di ba nga sabi na, boss should always know what's happening on his or her organization or on his or her company. Okay? So, syempre, si immediate supervisor, ikaw yung may saklaw sa mga tauhan mo. So, kailangan maayos yung pag-communicate mo at pag-decide. Okay? Halimbawa, sa construction, tama? Si project engineer, inutusan si construction foreman na bumili ng 20 bags of cement. Diba? Si engineer naman, that is the first scenario. Si engineer ay nag-request kay construction foreman foreman, bili ka na ng 20 bags of cement. Okay? Kasi magbubuhos na tayo dyan sa ating gagawing, kasi for example, bakod. Okay? That is a good communication or decision process. Merong systematic ang communication. Okay? Halimbawa, on the other hand or on the other perspective, nakita ni laborer na kulang na yung semento or yung bags of cement natin. Halimbawa, first nakita niya si engineer, kulang po tayo ng 20 bags of cement. Okay? O sige, noted. Halimbawa. Tapos nakita niya na naman si construction foreman. Foreman, kulang tayo ng 20 bags of cement. Okay? Yung nangyari, 40 bags of cement yung nabili. Okay? That is a cost sa project natin. So, ibig sabihin, yung point ko doon, if hindi maayos yung communication natin, okay, magkakaproblema. Imagine 20 bags of cement yung ating pasobra, which is expenses na sa atin yun, lalo na kung patapos na yung ating trabaho, di ba? That is one example of miscommunication, use of authority relationship sa ating trabaho. Okay? Nakuha? So, that's communication and decision process. Next one is the policies. So, the policies is the decision or rules or guidelines established. Okay, ito yung mga parang manual natin sa trabaho or manual natin sa organization. Diba? In any organization, sa school na lang. Tama. Meron tayong mga school policies and manuals. Ito yung mga guiding principles natin na kahit mag-iba man yung mga personnel in charge, mag-iba man yung ating chairman or president, yung policy natin is still the same. Okay, ito yung mga susundan natin na mga polisiya, mga rules and regulations. Okay? Sa recap, these are the major elements of an organization. Distribution of function, vertical and horizontal authority relationship, communication process or communication and decision process, and policies. So, yun yung mga major elements of organizational structure. Okay? Siyempre, sa isang company, kailangan yung gusto natin is maganda. Yung maging fruit natin or magiging crop natin. Okay? So, mayroon tayong mga iba't ibang mga principles para maging maganda or maayos ang isang organization na itatayo natin or kabibilangan natin. Okay? First, principle of objective. So, kailangan specific tayo. Alam natin yung goal na gusto natin. Okay? Halimbawa, gusto mo sa construction firm, alam mo kung ano yung magiging problema, ano yung magiging way kung paano natin ma-achieve yun. Halimbawa, gusto natin maging isang malaking construction firm. Definitely, mag-establish ka ng objective mo na kailangan in this specific time makapagpatayo na tayo ng mga bank houses natin, mga office natin, makapag-hire ako ng multiple professionals, okay, para ma-achieve ko yung aking ino-objective na or gino-goal na isang good and well-renowned construction firm. Tama? So, yan, kailangan alam mo yung gagawin mo. Specified or naka-objective yung mga gusto mong gawin or naka-defined ang iyong gustong tahakin or ini-aim. Okay? That is the principle of objective. Next, we have analysis. A sound business judgment attempts to build an organization through full knowledge. There should be a study as to whether the project could be finished at the right time, at the right place. So, kailangan sa isang organization, ina-analyze mo din kung yung bang objective mo is makatotohanan or hindi. Kung realistic or hindi. I-analyze mo. Okay? Para sa mga decisions na gagawin mo is still align sa specific goal mo or sa objective mo. Okay? That is for the analysis. Next, simplicity. So, kailangan sa isang organization is always, as much as possible, simple, direct to the point. Okay? Wala nang masyadong palabok. Simplified yung ating approach. Kung gusto mo maging isang magandang or malagong construction firm, well, yan. Huwag ka nang halimbawa, gusto mo is maging kang well-renowned construction firm, tapos ang gusto mo, meron kang nagtuturo ka sa another field, nagde-design ka, nagpipirma, nasa government. Kumbaga masyadong multitasking. Kumbaga in short, kumbaga simplihan mo lang. I-simplify mo yung objective mo or yung tatahakin mo para hindi ka malito or hindi ka ma-distract sa pag-aim ng objective ng organization mo. Okay? Kailangan simply as possible is always a good indication of a good organization. Okay? Kung hindi naman kinakailangan yung specific na gagawin, eliminate it, tanggalin mo para hindi ka ma-distract sa pag-aim ng specific goal. Okay? Next, functionalism. So, katulad nga na nabanggit kanina, distribution of function is one of the major elements sa pag-construct or sa pag-organize ng isang organization. Okay, so kailangan well-defined yung function natin. Our organization should be built around the main functions of the business and not around by individuals. So functionalism, kailangan goal-oriented tayo, business-oriented tayo, hindi yung person-oriented or laborer-oriented tayo. Kasi hindi natin maiwasan na yung tao na yon is eventually lilipat ng company. Okay? So kailangan business-oriented tayo kahit mamalit man tayo ng trabahante, still hindi madidiskaril yung ating tatahaking specific goal or specific objective. Okay, that's how functionalism should act. Next, departmentalization. So pag departmentalization, lalo na kapag malaking company na yan, definitely kailangan natin na hatiin yung mga gagawin natin, mga scope of work. Okay, let's say for example sa isang company, for example sa DPWH, di ba? Meron dyan planning section, construction section, Bureau of Standards, etc. Kumbaga naka-departmentalize para hindi masyadong magulo or hindi ka-well effectively yung trabaho. Kapag nakapag-departmentalize siya, alam mo yung sino yung instruct mo, kung sino yung agency na pupuntahan mo, or ano yung agency na itatap mo para sa specific and direct to the point na instruction. Okay? That's for departmentalization. Next, centralization of authority and responsibility. So, yung nakita natin kanina na organizational chart, yung head doon is isa lang, which is the president or the head. Tama? So, kailangan, yun nga, centralize yung authority. Hindi yung dalawa yung boss mo, tatlo, apat, kumbaga isa lang para hindi masyadong nilihis ng landas yung company mo. Okay? So, kailangan centralize yung authority. So kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag din na executive control or command authority na siya lang at yung authorized na mag-instruct sa'yo, magbigay sa'yo ng specific instruction. Okay? That is for centralization of authority and responsibility. Next or last is the limited span of control. So yun nga, in relation din ito sa departmentalization. Okay, so as much as possible, kung malaki na yung hinahawak mong area or malaki na yung company mo, as much as possible, limited yung span na hinahawakan mo para hindi ka malito. Kung halimbawa, meron kang 5 project, magkakalayo ng iba't ibang mga probinsya, may Bulacan, may Zambales, Bataan, etc. Kumbaga, kasi project engineer or sa project in charge, kahit sabihin natin na pwede naman natin yan i-control or i-inspection, syempre, kung masyado yung marami yan at saka malalayo, definitely maapektuhan yung efficiency ng ating trabaho. Tama, magiging not quality, kumbaga. We must focus on the quality, not on the quantity. Okay? That is how, or that is the some principles of good organization. That is principle of objective, analysis, simplicity, functionalism, departmentalization, centralization of authority and responsibility, and lastly, the limited span of control. Okay? Mapapansin ninyo, meron akong in-attach dito na typical or sample ng isang organizational chart. It is from, meron dito, from the Department of Public Works and Highway, specifically sa Bureau of Research and Standards. Ito yung typical na members nila. Yung head, which is the office director, yung meron siyang assistant, meron siyang staff sa research, standards and development, material testing, okay? So, that is dito pumapasok yung mga principles natin. Yung departmentalization, yung department ng research and design and development, standards development decision, okay? Centralization of authority, which is the office of the director of the assistant. Limited span of control. So research and development, ito lang yung kanyang sasaklawin or tatrabahuhin or function niya. Tama? And etc. Okay, that is the typical or sample organizational chart na makikita natin sa isang company. Then, why do we need to organize? Para saan ba yung pag-organize natin? So, meron tayong iba't ibang definition ng organize. So, bakit tayo gumagawa ng organization? To facilitate the implementation of plan. That is one example. Okay? Kung paano natin i-construct yung isang structure. Kung ano ba yung plano natin from 20 to 40 years. Diba? Meron tayong vision and mission. The core values, diba? Minsan meron pang ganun. Okay? To facilitate the implementation of plan. So, as a project engineer, trabaho mo na ma-implement na maayos yung approved plans natin. Next, to assign a particular task to a specific person. So, ayun nga, kapag meron kang specific goal or may specific na task, kailangan bigyan mo yan ng personnel para manduhan niya yan, bantayan niya yan, at saka i-achieve niya yung specific goal natin or ng company. Okay? Next, assignment of authority, responsibility, and accountability for a certain task. Okay? So, imagine ninyo sa isang construction firm na walang boss. Diba? Sa isang school na walang president. Sa isang bansa na walang presidente. Sino yung ating susundan? Sino yung mag-take into accountability sa atin? Sino yung authority sa atin? Sino yung responsable sa atin? Diba? Kung wala tayong proper organization or hindi well organized yung isang institution or isang company, definitely para kang nag-aagilap ng ballpen sa isang madilim na lugar. Diba? Hindi mo alam kung saan ka pupunta, hindi mo alam kung nasa tamang lamblas ka pa ba. Okay? Hindi yung meron kang ang goal, meron kang ang specific objective, pero wala ka namang, hindi naman well organized yung authority mo. Nonsense. Hindi naman organized yung mga 5Ms mo. Diba? Definitely, or maniwala't kayo hindi, your company will fail if hindi maayos yung organization. Okay? Hindi porket konti lang yung tao, babagsak na agad. Hindi. A well-organization is magamit niya na maayos yung mga available resources niya. Yun nga mga 5Ms. Diba? Therefore, ano yung organization? Ano ba yung organisasyon? Diba? So, it is a management function which prefers the structuring of resources and activities to accomplish objectives in an efficient, effective manner. So kailangan yung mga resources natin, yung mga 5Ms natin, kailangan magamit natin sila ng maayos, mahusay sa pamamaraan na kanais-nais nga. Okay? What is the purpose of organizing? Helps to achieve organizational goal. Optimum use of resources yung mga 5Ms natin. To perform managerial function, since organization is one function in engineering management or managerial function. Okay, meron tayo planning, organizing, staffing, etc. And organizing is one of such. Okay. Next, facilitates growth and diversification. So, kung luwalag mo na yung company mo, syempre kailangan mong structuralize na maayos yung company mo or yung organization mo. And syempre, humane treatment of employees. So, kailangan sa organization, kapag maayos kasi yung company mo o maayos yung pag-organize, maiwasan natin yung overburden na trabaho, yung workloads, something like that. Siyempre, kasi halimbawa gusto mo is ma-achieve mo yung matapos yung construction within 15 days. Yung gagawin mo, i-stress mo si construction foreman na magtrabaho kayo 24/7. Diba? This is inhumane treatment na. Okay? So, sa organization, maiwasan natin or malilimitahan natin yung inhumane treatment sa ating mga empleyado. The purpose of organization defines the relationships between the task and authority for individual departments. It defines formal reporting relationship to the number of levels of hierarchy. So yun nga, yung mga line natin, yung mga span of control, departmentalization, vertical and horizontal relationship of authority. It defines the groupings of individuals in the departments, yung departmentalization natin na sinasabi natin kanina. Okay? And it defines the authority system, yung sino yung authority, sino yung mga tasks, directions na gagawin natin sa isang company, sa isang organization. Okay? Concerns need to consider on organization. Division of labor. So yun nga, papasok dito yung limited span of control or yung determining the scope of work or how it is combined in a job. Delegation of authority, kung sino yung mag-assign sa atin ng mga various directions, various authority sa atin. Sino yung mag-instruct sa atin. Departmentation, so kailangan naggrupo na nahahati na maayos yung tatrabahuhin natin. Span of control, okay, kung ano ba, hanggang saan ba yung ating gagawin. Okay? And lastly, coordination, the linking activities in organization. Kaya nga yung organizational chart natin is connected. So, kailangan may proper coordination kahit boss ka, kung subordinates ka. So, kailangan properly coordinated yung bawat isa. Okay? So, those are the concerns need to consider in organization. Division of labor, delegation of authority, departmentation, span of control, and then the coordination.